What's up everybody, it's your boy Corey and today is my first story time video. The story is going to be about why I joined a fraternity. So let's get started and let's go. Okay, so I joined a fraternity for some of these reasons. I only have a sister, so I wanted some brothers. I wanted to join a brotherhood that had a long band of brothers in different areas, diverse. And my fraternity, we have chapters in Africa, so we're worldwide. And then I wanted to join because I wanted to better my college experience. And fraternities, of course, it's social and it's about business. So I wanted to blend both of those together and make the best college experience possible. And that's what I did. It all started in high school, right? So I was in high school and of course y'all know I'm part of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, but I was in high school and what happened was in my high school we had guys that did this youth auxiliary group and it was called Sigma Beta Club. And I really wanted to join that group. They was wearing the jackets, they had the colors, they had everything. They had step shows, they did community service. And I wanted to be a part of that. And I didn't have the time to do it in high school. I was doing other things. I didn't have time to do it, but I wanted to. So I always told myself, I'm gonna join a fraternity when I get in college. So once I went to college, I was looking on campus and I realized that the campus didn't have any Sigmas. Like, they had all the other fraternities in NPHC, but they did not have Sigmas. So I was like, dang, what am I gonna do? What happened? So I found out they were suspended. So at that point, I was looking at other fraternities to join at that point. I was looking at all the fraternities to see which one would be close to what I was trying to do, or who I was as a person. Some way, somehow, that next semester, the Sigmas came back on the yard, y'all. The Sigmas came back on the yard. Imagine how I felt. The only thing I could think of is, look at God. He knew exactly what I wanted to do and he made it happen. Look at God. But I was so happy, y'all. I was like, the Sigma is, they back. I can look and see what they're about, this and that. And of course, whenever a fraternity does a resurrection line, it's always gonna take time to kind of build up and for people to realize what's going on, things and that. But I did not care. I wanted to join. I wanted to help the resurrection line. I wanted to go in, help the fraternity, boom. So that semester that they came back, I just observed. I observed how they act on campus, how they dress, what kind of events they was putting on, everything. Eventually, one of the brothers reached out to me named Richard Boone. And from there, it just skyrocketed. It just happened. He was from the same hometown I was from. He went to a rival high school as I did. So everything just clicked. Talking to him was so natural. He felt like a brother before I was even in the organization. And it was just natural. And it just made me gravitate more towards Sigma. Just because of him, he introduced me to the rest of the brothers. They seemed cool. Boom, bow, bing. The dots just started connecting. And the next thing you know, the IG came. I went. They chose me for an interview. It was all uphill from there, and to be honest, it was the best experience of my life. I got great LBs. One of my best friends is one of my LBs as well. I met him in high school. He joined. It was perfect. And then once I got into the organization, I helped form something that became bigger. It started off very small. Nobody knew what was going on. They was new on the yard. We already had alphas, kappas, omegas, iotas, everybody knew what they was doing, but everybody didn't know what Sigmas was doing because it was gone for 5-6 years. And it was so much fun to help the chapter grow and to help people recognize what we're about. And I know it helped me become a better man. It helped me become a leader on campus. You know, I got my first leadership positions in a fraternity. And from there, it pushed me to want to become a leader on campus even more. And not just within the fraternity, but also on campus. So I ended up being an ambassador for my major. I ended up being a student leader in the job that I was doing on campus. I joined other organizations dealing with my major. I did so much stuff, and it was because the fraternity helped me realize, like, it's other things out there that you need to do. It's other things out there that you can make an impact. It's other things that you can be a leader and do your things to help build your resume. So that was perfect. And then I just moved up in the chains in the fraternity. So first I started off as the correspondence secretary. Then I got appointed to second vice president, and then I became vice president, and then bing, I became the president of the chapter. Drops mic, bro. Drops mic. Who would have thought? Me, a guy that wanted to join this fraternity since high school, would become the president of that chapter. Everything just connected. It was the best blend ever. It was the best blend ever. I would not take my experience back, but that's my fraternity story. That's why I joined. And the reason I joined are the reasons that I push people to join fraternities. You know, if you want to become a better man, if you want to be broaden your experience as far as being a leader, if you want a long band of brothers, fraternities is awesome, man. It is awesome.